In Arizona, former Trump attorney Jenna Ellis is now cooperating with prosecutors in the state's fake electors case, according to that state's attorney general. Ellis was one of 18 Trump allies who pleaded not guilty back in May to fraud, forgery, and conspiracy charges. They're accused of taking part in a scheme to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election in Arizona. But with this cooperation agreement Ellis signed Monday, prosecutors say they are now dropping the charges against her. Joining us now for more is NBC News legal analyst Danny Cevallos. Danny, good morning. So Arizona's AG said in a statement Monday, this agreement represents a significant step forward in our case. Walk us through this agreement, what it could mean for the case.
This is a classic cooperation agreement, and Jenna Ellis fits the profile of the classic cooperator. Way back many months ago when she was first charged in the Georgia case, I would have told you the same thing, because she is charged with one count in the Georgia case, for example, which she already pleaded guilty to. And in that case, she is a professional, kind of on the periphery of what all the other alleged bad conduct is. Same thing in the Arizona case. This is the ideal person for the government or prosecutors to go after and offer a cooperation agreement. And what we can glean from that agreement is that she offered them information that's valuable to them. She came in for what's called a proffer. They call it a free talk in Arizona. You bare your soul, you tell them everything, and basically the government, the prosecutors are shopping. If they like what they hear, they'll offer you a deal. And look at that deal. Charges are being dropped. Joe, I can't tell you how rare that is. Almost always in cooperation agreements, there's some element of taking responsibility so that when the witness takes the stand, they're not in that, they didn't get that sweet a deal. In other words, the charges aren't completely dropped. Normally, they pleaded guilty to the haberdashery act or crossing the street without a signal, something like that, so they can at least take on some culpability. It makes them look more credible.
The agreement says that Ellis spoke with the prosecution the day before the lead prosecutor came out and told everyone, hey, plea deals might be in the works. We're talking with folks. Could we see more of these people who are charged in this case potentially come forward now that Ellis has?
Cooperators operate under the same physics rules as dominoes. When you see one usually cooperate, the others get a sense of, it's like when you're on the internet and you're buying something, you say, act now, this offer is only going to be around for another 10 minutes. And they know, these other defendants know that as more cooperators are added, the government needs additional cooperators less. So there's always that element of time. Oh, look, that person is now cooperating. We ought to really think about it, because that just means the government's case is getting stronger and stronger. And we know and can assume that if the government offered her a plea agreement, they like what she had to say. So that means it was so valuable to them, they offered her the best deal of all, which is dropping the charges. Again, incredibly rare.
Bottom line, where do things go from here for both the prosecution and those who are defending the suspects here?
Oh, I think the prosecution lets this hang out in the air for as long as they can. And I think they know there are good chances that other defendants are coming forward. And by the way, if you were a betting person, Jenna Ellis would have been the ideal person to come forward early, because she's already done so in other cases. And like I said, she fits the classic profile. I'll be honest with you. I'm a lawyer. If I was charged in the way Jenna Ellis was, I'd probably be the very first one to roll in on a proffer agreement and cut a deal, because professionals, lawyers like Jenna Ellis, have more to lose than, say, a hardened criminal who's looking at his third conviction. Those are the people who have the stomach to go to trial. People like me, forget it. I'd rather try the case than be the defendant.
All right. Danny Cevallos, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.